So the Baltimore Ravens just cleared up $9.3 million of cap space, and we're going to talk about the possibility and high likelihood of the Baltimore Ravens making a trade at the deadline, including some big-name wide receivers like Devontae Adams, Courtland Sutton, an edge rusher, and more. We also got Travis Kelce addressing the media, sending a message before the Ravens strap up against the Kansas City Chiefs in a few hours. We also got the official injury report with players being ruled out for both the Ravens and the Chiefs, and much more Ravens news. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports, man. You already know. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing y'all our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Ravens today. Got a lot to talk about. Before we start, man, you know, it's been about a year. It's been almost a year since we pulled out the purple shades. And I just wanted to remind you guys that they're still here. They haven't gone anywhere. And the Baltimore Ravens are about to get a big win against the Kansas City Chiefs to open up their season. Send the Chiefs home 0-1 in their home stadium after having their little celebration. And the Ravens starting 1-0 en route to a Super Bowl championship of their own this year, man. That's why we're pulling out the purple shades, man. And also, if you guys have been enjoying the episodes of Ravens Reports and you're as fired up as I am about this game, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to subscribe and notification bells on. Let's dive into the content. At number 1, the official Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs injury report has been released, and we have Rasheen Ali, the third running back on the Ravens. He is ruled doubtful. He will probably not play. And outside linebacker Adisa Isaac, the third-round rookie, he's been ruled out. The Ravens should be fine at that position with healthy guys like Odafe Owe, Kyle Van Noy, David Ojabo, Tavius Robinson, and Malik Harrison. And on the side of the Kansas City Chiefs, they have former 1,000-yard Baltimore Ravens receiver Hollywood Brown ruled out with his injury. The Ravens' top 3 focuses on slowing down the opposing pass catchers is going to be first and foremost Travis Kelce, which we're going to talk about here, Rashee Rice, and the rookie speedster Xavier Worthy. At number 2, Travis Kelce. He addresses the media. Here's what he had to say about this matchup.
Ready to rock. I've never been more excited, to be honest. I'm just we got a great team, a great group of guys that are putting all their heart into every single day, and that's fun to be a part of. You go out and you had all offseason, all training camp to get ready for this moment right here. You know, obviously there's going to be mistakes or there's going to be things we can work on after this game, but I think we're as ready as we've ever been going into this first one. First game of the season, everybody wants to come out and show how explosive they are, show how great or how much better they got from last year, and it's just a great opportunity to be going up against such a great team. Coach Harbaugh, everybody over there in Baltimore is just, top tier. And they got some of the best players in the league on both sides of the ball, and it's just going to be a great challenge for us. But I think everybody's just fired up to get out in front of Arrowhead and get this season started.
As much as I don't want to say it, man, as much as it hurts me to say that Travis Kelce is a monster and he's one of the best tight ends in NFL history, it's the truth. Travis Kelce is an absolute beast. Mahomes and Kelce have built a very strong chemistry, making absurd plays that just should not happen. He was a big part of the reason why the Chiefs won last year in the AFC Championship. That connection they had on that perfectly placed, back hip throw, I want to say, with Kyle Hamilton in perfect tight coverage, and then a couple of big third down conversions that Kelce kept them on the field. He's had 1,000 yards receiving in 7 of his last 8 seasons. That's absolutely absurd at the tight end position. And last year in the AFC Championship, he caught 11 passes for 116 yards and a touchdown. The Ravens are going to have to slow down Travis Kelce to win this football game. At number 3, the Ravens and the Buccaneers, check this out, lead the entire NFL with 78% of their roster being homegrown talent. The Ravens continue to build their team through the draft. However, it does not stop them and has not stopped them from using a lot of their draft capital, the compensatory picks and stuff like that, to acquire the right player at the right price at the trade deadline. In fact, Eric DeCosta has actually pulled the trigger on trades almost every year since he's been a general manager at the trade deadline. Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue, Marcus Peters, Roquan Smith, and last year had a deal in place to trade for Derrick Henry before the Titans ownership vetoed it. He's aggressive at the trade deadline. If he sees a player that the Ravens that can help improve the roster, man, he's going to pounce. And that leads me to our next point. At number 4, the Ravens have restructured the contracts of Nnamdi Madubuike, Justin Tucker, and Roquan Smith, creating $9.3 million in cap space. That opens up an opportunity for not only practice squad elevations and some flexibility to sign guys off the street like they did last year with Kyle Van Noy, but also provides some wiggle room for a trade that the Ravens could pull at the deadline. If they were to pull off a trade, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened at the outside linebacker or wide receiver position. While the biggest need might be offensive line, depending on how these guys perform, offensive lineman trades are not very common. Teams don't usually like to give up talent on their offensive line, even if they are rebuilding. They usually want to keep those guys in place to help protect their quarterback, whoever they're developing, whoever they're grooming for the rebuild. So some wide receivers to mention, 2 guys in the AFC West include Raiders, Davante Adams, who's clearly not happy with his situation with the Raiders. His quarterback is Gardner Minshew, and they probably aren't going to be playoff contenders this year. You never know, but Davante Adams could be a guy that is available. Another guy is Courtland Sutton, who is the wide receiver 1 right now for the Broncos. The Ravens have attempted to trade for Courtland Sutton in the past, and depending on how the Broncos get off, how well of a start they get off to with their rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like him would become available. And there's other names out there that you can look up as possible trade candidates. We'll know a little bit closer once we get closer to the trade deadline, who's contenders, who's not, who's going to be looking to get some more draft capital for the upcoming draft once they realize they're just not a playoff team. Right now, in this point of the season, week 1, everyone's pretty optimistic, but the Ravens have set themselves up in a position where they could pull a trade on a guy that they like that could become available within the next 8 weeks. At number 5, Lamar Jackson has an opportunity to continue to make history. He's already broken many records. He's building himself up a Hall of Fame type of resume, 2 MVPs. Multiple All-Pros, Pro Bowls, the rushing records, leading the NFL in passing touchdowns. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but a comparison of what Peyton Manning and Lamar Jackson have done throughout this point in their career so far. Lamar Jackson has surpassed Peyton Manning at almost every single category, including passing statistics. But Lamar is 852 rushing yards away from surpassing Michael Vick for the most career rushing yards by a quarterback in all-time NFL history. That record is a record held in serious high esteem. Lamar Jackson had 821 rushing yards last season, and the last time he rushed for 1,000 yards was in 2020, but he was on pace to top that mark in each of the last 2 seasons before last year, before injuries ended the season early. I think that Lamar Jackson could hit that record this year. Maybe not with more rushing attempts, but with the rushing attempts that he has, being more efficient. And we've talked about how he's lost like 20 pounds and that he's looked the lightest and fastest he's been since 2019. Roquan Smith says he looks like Louisville Lamar, and he can't wait to watch him. He could rip off some big touchdown runs this year and easily hit that 852-yard mark to break Michael Vick's all-time NFL record. And it all starts in just a few hours versus Kansas City, man. Let me know in the comment section below your honest stat line for Lamar. How many passing yards, how many rushing yards, how many passing attempts. I want to see your stat line for him, what you think it'll be, how many touchdowns, man. I'm so excited for this game. It's just a few hours away. Baltimore Ravens football is back. Feels like we've been waiting for this forever, but it also felt like the offseason flew by at the same time. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure to hit the like button if you guys enjoyed today's content. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
he ran me over.